Coming up on the sports desk, they just refuse to lose. The El Camino College women's basketball team hasn't lost a game yet, and we're going to show you why. And speaking of hoops, the South High girls team opened their season, while the Spartans wrestling team hit the mat for their annual kickoff tournament. Plus, we are the champions. That's what West High School is singing right now. We'll tell you why. All this and so much more. The sports desk begins right now. Welcome everyone to the only sports show designed with the Torrance sports fan in mind, or as the cool kids like to call us, the desk. I'm your host, AJ Vittone. Thanks so much for joining us. We have plenty to talk about this week, but before we get to that, let's do this. Don't forget to hit us up and show us some love on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share your videos, photos, and story ideas. And as always, remember to use the hashtag #TheSportsDeskTV when posting. If you want to start a season with 6 straight wins, all you need is a bib, as in Kayla bib, that is. The El Camino College sophomore is averaging more than 16 points and grabbing close to 9 rebounds per game. So far, Bibb has recorded 4 double-doubles this season, and she's a big reason why the Elko women's basketball team hasn't lost yet. The Warriors were entertaining Cypress College at North Gym recently. This was Elko's home opener. Coach Shaw telling his players to think out there. We pick it up in the third quarter. Elko with a slim 4-point lead. McKenna Penueta to Michaela Enriquez. Warriors up 6. A few minutes later, Elko up 7 now. Check out Caitlin Martin, top of the key. Watch this. Caitlin puts it in spin cycle, uses the window, hooping a little bit of harm. 2 of her 4 points. Warriors up by 9. The score was 44-41. Elko heading into the fourth. Cypress would not go away. Gabrielle Carbajal stops, pops, and drops 2 of her team high 19. It's a 1-point game. Not for long, though. Brenna Wilson drives inside, kicks it out to Hunter Noah. The trace is in your face. Elko back up by 3. And when the game's getting close, get the rock to number 23. Kayla Bibb, top of the key. She goes straight to the rack. That's too easy. Bibb scored 13 of her game-high 26 points in the fourth quarter. She also finished with 12 rebounds, recording her second double-double in 3 games. Warriors win their 6th straight. They beat Cypress by 10, 67-57. If winning truly is contagious, the Warriors are completely sick right now. The good kind of sick, of course. Before they won 6 in a row, we decided to send Sports Desk reporter Cedric Welton to campus looking for answers. Is there something in the water over at El Camino? It certainly appears that way. Here now is Cedric to tell us the reason for Elko's early success.
The Lady Warriors have been off to a strong start to the basketball season, already boasting a 5-0 record and averaging 65 points per game. I spoke with the team about what's different this season versus last.
We have really good offensive and defensive players, like one of our teammates, Jordan. She's a really good defensive player for us, and we also have guards that can flat out shoot, which is also important to our game, and then we also have post players that can go to the basket. So we have a lot of shooters on our team and a lot of people that are great on defense, and we just work well together.
Last season we had a lot of good guards and a lot of good post players. This season we're really small, but a lot of the guards know how to work both ways, so we're very versatile within each player.
Coach Shaw cited balanced play as a key component to the team's early success. I got to speak to him about what's exactly clicking for the Lady Warriors.
Specifically, what I've been really pleased with so far is just our team play. We really are better because of the strength of the unit more so than the individuals. Every day, every game, somebody different has been kind of the key person to step up for us, and I think that's really what's helped us to be successful so far.
Offensively, a lot of people are really talented, so we know how to work well together as a team, and defensively we know how to communicate with each other and work together, so yeah.
The Lady Warriors are anchored by 3 key returning sophomores. I spoke with Coach Shaw and sophomore Amiet Nyafinga about filling the leadership role in this program.
Well, we've got 3 returners. They're all 3 in the starting lineup. So Hunter Noah and Amiet Ningafa. and then Kaylee Bibb would be the other one. They've all provided the kind of sophomore leadership that you would want from your players that have been in the program for a year already, and so they've been really fantastic for us.
My role as a leader is that I'm very vocal, so I know that there's some people that this is stepping from high school to a college level basketball. It could be a big change, and so from there to help them and stuff like that and lead them to the right directions for us to be successful in this season.
The Lady Warriors will look to continue their streak of dominance at their home opener against Cypress. Reporting from El Camino College, I'm Cedric Welton for the Sports Desk.
Cedric, thank you. As you saw at the top of the show, the Warriors won their home opener, improving to 6-0 on the season. Now, as for the men's hoop team, they're averaging about 94 points and more than 15 steals per game. That's the good news. The bad news is the team is off to a rough start with a 2-5 record. But hey, the season is young, and there's plenty of time to get back on the winning track. And let's just say the Warriors know exactly what to do to make that happen. Cedric Welton explains.
The basketball season is underway, and the Warrior men have been in action. I spoke with the team about their strengths and outlook on the season.
This year's strengths are we've got a lot of guys that can shoot the three, which we do a lot of. And again, we need the athleticism to help us out in the press and really trying to push tempo. That's one thing that we try to really control.
I feel our strengths are in transition offense. I feel like we have a lot of guys that's able to get out and run and make good decisions with the ball. I feel like we got a lot of stuff to work on, but we getting better each day.
Coach Uphoff proclaimed the athleticism of this group as their biggest strength. He also said this is his best group yet. Coach also elaborated on some additional improvements they've made since last season.
We made last year, we kind of started the transition going from a half-court offense to being really more of a full-court pressing style and playing at a really quick pace. And this year we've now we have all the pieces in place to really try to take that on full bore.
We're looking to really push the ball, create a high-speed tempo this year. We really want to create a lot of havoc out there on the floor, kind of force a lot of turnovers and get baskets. Pushing the ball is like our thing this year. We really want to score and run up the scoreboard any chance we get.
The Warriors not only have a deep team, but its largest class of returners. I spoke with sophomores Isaiah Armstead and Tristan Egan's about their leadership role on the team.
I'm a sophomore here at El Camino. I'm just here to help guys out. We have a lot of incoming freshmen. We only have about 5 or 6 sophomores, so we have a very high-low group. But my job is mainly to enforce these guys that they can come here and get better, be confident, and such on.
As a captain, I try to delegate as much information as I can to the younger guys, but when I'm out there on the floor, I try to be as vocal as I can and try to contribute in other ways, even if I'm not in the game, trying to make the best of our opportunities out there.
So we actually have, I think, 7 sophomores this year, so we have some good experience and maturity there. We have a lot of freshmen making key contributions right now. Our leading scorer, Troy Bigelow, has been very key. I think he's leading us with about 18 points a game right now. We're excited about our young group and our youth. Have a lot of guys who've made major contributions.
The Warriors' next game will be on the road as they travel to Rio Hondo. Reporting from El Camino College, I'm Cedric Welton for the Sports Desk.
Cedric, many thanks. The high school basketball season is underway. The South High girls team opened their season at home. The Spartans played host to Palos Verdes High School recently. Spartans were tested in their season opener. The Sea Kings of Palos Verdes had a 5-point lead at the half. Third quarter action now. Sea Kings work the ball around. They get it inside to Amelia Dibbo. That's a high percentage shot, kids. Sea Kings lead 28-22. Spartans answer right back. Kelly Park sees the screen and goes straight to the cup. Nice move. Spartans cut the lead to 4, but they trail 41-32 after 3. Fourth quarter now. Spartans down 8. Watch Maddie Nolan take it to the rack. If it's whack, put it back. That's heads-up basketball, people. Spartans down 6. The comeback is on. 2 and change to go. Kelly Park to Jennifer Uchi. Hooping a little bit of harm. She would make the free throw. Spartans down 3 with 2:20 to go. Wouldn't last, though. Sea Kings go back inside to Amelia Dibbo. Why stop a good thing? Sea Kings up 5 at this point. They'd go on to win by the final of 53-44. After the game, Jennifer Uchi critiqued South High's performance.
We need to communicate more on the court and just talk more to each other in general. The first game of the season was pretty sloppy, but it's to be expected, I guess. So we still should have played better. If we moved the ball more and maybe cut more and look for the middle, then we could have got more open shots. But I think we played pretty good.
The Spartans rebounded from that loss with a 43-35 victory over El Segundo. The Tartars of Torrance opened their season with a win against St. Pius St. Matthias Academy, and the West Warriors improved to 4-0 on the season with a win over Culver City. Meanwhile, Bishop Montgomery beats El Camino Real, and North picks up a win over St. Mary's Academy. In boys basketball, the Warriors of West opened their season with a 75-57 win over Executive Prep Academy of Finance. All right, we're going to take a quick time out here on the Sports Desk, but whatever you do, don't go anywhere because you won't want to miss this. Coming up next, go West, young man. The boys cross-country team at West High brings home the chip. South High School held its annual wrestling tournament. And speaking of South, we're going to preview the school's boys soccer team. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
Here at Chop Junior, we're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Adoption Day it's pretty exciting. You see all these kids with their smile on their faces that they're finally going to get a home.
My best friend's family were the ones that actually were there from the start because they knew my history, they knew my background, they knew my situation. I couldn't turn them away. It was too perfect. They were meant to be for me.
Adoption Day was very crazy. It was very exciting. They were my parents, but it was kind of just like making it official.
I didn't cry. I just acted like it was natural. And she said, "But you wanted to cry, didn't you?" I said, "Yes, baby." On the inside, big tears, I was bawling. And she said, "Yeah, me too."
Welcome back, everyone. Remember to follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Share your story ideas, post your photos and videos. We want to hear from you, Torrance. After all, this is your show, so be sure to get involved. All right, the boys cross-country team at West High School was favored to win the state title the past 2 seasons. And both seasons they came close, but as the old saying goes, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. The Warriors fell short twice in a row, but guess what? This season, it finally happened. West High captured its first ever CIF state title. The Warriors are Division III champs thanks to a first-place finish of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 34 seconds. As you recall, we profiled the Warriors boys cross-country team on our last episode, and now, for the very first time, these guys right here are CIF state champs. Another title to add to the wall of plaques at West High School. And boy, let me tell you something, that's a pretty impressive wall. But as you can imagine, the new one will mean the most, as it should. Congrats to the Warriors on their first state championship victory. The school will hold a victory parade in their honor. How cool is that? The high school wrestling season is officially underway, thanks of course to the 3rd annual Spartan season kickoff tournament. A total of 24 teams made the trek to South High School for the very first tournament of the season. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Scott was there, and he files this report.
I'm here at South High for the Spartan season kickoff, an annual high school wrestling tournament that brings all of the local talent right here to South High. Now in its 3rd year, let's find out what makes this tournament so successful.
We start mapping out, sending invitations to teams, seeing who wants to come. And then over the past, it's grown into a 24-man bracket. I mean, this is the 3rd year. I think every year it's grown, and just by word of mouth, teams that have been here have come back because we're taking care of them.
It's a very well-run tournament. You know, Donnie Garriott is an excellent coach here at South Torrance, and we actually came to this tournament specifically so we could get some experience with some of the South Bay schools.
Well, this tournament's a good open tournament, you know, first tournament of the season. It's just a good tournament to work your stuff, get ready for inter-season tournaments, and get ready for state.
Yeah, this is our second year here at the South Tournament, and Donnie Garriott's a good friend of ours. We grew up together, so we want to come and support him anytime we get a chance.
So it is an individual event, but with wrestling, you have the team component. So every individual is scoring points for the team. So we have individual guys going for gold, and then we also have the team and that component of it going for gold as well. We have the local teams for sure, and then we also have teams as far out as Hawaii that have come. Yeah, so we have a team from Hawaii, a lot of teams from Southern California, some teams from Northern California, but for the most part, it is a local tournament that's branched out and invites to go out to, you know, basically whoever wants to come.
With so many teams from all over the state of California, the Spartan season kickoff is a great way to see how your school stacks up with the rest of the competition.
There's a lot of teams here that are good competitors. Bosco comes, Ventura comes, a lot of different schools. So we appreciate the challenge.
It's always good to get out of your comfort zone and go wrestle some of the teams that you've never seen before. And, you know, different styles, different qualities of wrestling. And so that's why we're here, to step up in class and see how well we can do against some of these South-based schools.
You know, this tournament's a pretty good tournament, but this is for me to get ready and work myself for bigger, better tournaments.
In preparing for the rest of the season, this really helps us a lot. It gives us a lot of insight as to what everybody else is doing, what we need to start to work as far as defense, but also gives the kids a chance to get out there and put some moves together.
The tournament is only $5 for fans, and that money goes a long way in helping the Spartan wrestling program. South is already thinking about the future of this event.
It's also a huge fundraiser for the team. Essentially pays for a lot of our tournaments that we go to, uniforms, coaching stipends, all that type of stuff. The district technically only gives us a very, 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 very small amount of money, so we have to fundraise the rest. With the way it works now, you can only run up to a 24-man bracket in one day. So in order to go to a 32-man or a 48-man bracket, we'd have to go for a 2-day tournament. I'm thinking next year we'll go Friday, Saturday, and make it a full-on event, and that's where you're going to see the big hammers come out.
The tournament was dominated by St. John Bosco, who won by nearly 200 points, but the Spartans still took home a 4th-place finish in a very stacked field. Reporting from South High, I'm Anthony Scott for the Sports Desk.
Anthony, thank you. As Anthony said in his story, the South A team finished in 4th place. Both Torrance, by the way, and the South B team finished in the top 20. Now here's some top finishers for you. Jose Lozano of North, Paul Lee of South A, and Tony DaCosta of Torrance all finished in 2nd place in their respective divisions, while Christian Berry of the South A team took 3rd place honors. They say all good things must come to an end, but we didn't want it to end this soon. The magical season for the El Camino College women's volleyball team is over. After beating 6th-seeded Bakersfield in round number 1, the Warriors were swept in 3 straight by 2nd-seeded College of the Canyons. El Camino finishes the season at 20-5 overall, 7-1 in conference play. Congrats to Iko Waters for being named to the State Community College Coaches Association 2nd team, and also for being selected as a 3rd-team All-American. Wow. Great season, ladies. All right, we turn our attention to high school boys soccer now. There's plenty of new faces on the South High team, and that's because the Spartans lost 8 seniors to graduation. And if you're wondering how the team will look this year, well, you're in luck, because Sports Desk reporter Anthony Scott has that answer.
The South High boys soccer team is coming off their first 20-win season in program history, and now in 2017 they'll be turning to a lot of new faces to try and continue that success after they lost 8 seniors to graduation last year.
So the challenge will be, can we find, that same cohesion this year without those guys?
Our seniors were the backbone and spine of our team, and we really leaned on them. And so what we need this year is our seniors to step up and be the same.
We're replacing, I think, almost the whole defensive line, so that's going to be hard. It's going to make me step up in the back, being a vocal leader. Having David Michael back there last year really helped, but I have to step into a bigger role this year.
The Spartan soccer team are back-to-back Pioneer League champions, and now they'll have to play with a big target on their back as they try and go for the three-peat.
We're getting everyone's A game. Everyone wants to beat us. Everyone wants to play their best against us, and I think that's a motivation to us and also an honor to us.
Yeah, we definitely expect to win again, and every team wants to come out and beat us because of how good we do.
The Spartans haven't lost here on this field since January of 2016. South High will look to continue that same home field advantage this season.
We've been like one of the top teams in the region in the past few years, and like every year is a target on our back. We've never lost here at home in 2 years, so we're obviously trying to keep that going.
Well, everybody plays on turf fields, and to get on real grass is a treat. But I think these guys appreciate that as, you know, it's kind of a special thing. I did last year was a pretty special group who really bought into the idea of this is our home field and we're gonna do everything to defend it. And you know, if you win at home, you're gonna put yourself in a pretty good spot.
I definitely think we won another league championship coming back after the last 2 years, and I saw my freshman year how disappointed they were when not winning league. So I definitely want to come back with a league championship.
Yeah, we're hoping to try and get to the finals again and win this time through and get that ring.
I don't think we're going to have the same identity, though. The last couple of years, we've been a defensive team, winning games 1-0 and stuff. I think we're going to have to put some more goals on the board this year.
I'm always worried about the chemistry at the beginning of the year. You hope to have some success in the early part of the season because it's amazing how winning helps chemistry. It's always about playing for the guy next to you. And the groups that have bought into that philosophy, not surprisingly, have been pretty good high school teams.
Reporting from South High, I'm Anthony Scott for the Sports Desk.
Okay, we're going to take one last pause, but I wouldn't go anywhere if I were you because you know what? You're not going to want to miss this. Still to come, these kids here are playing the game of futsal, and you're going to find out what they've learned. Plus, who won the 38th annual Turkey Trot? You're about to find out. Stay with us. Welcome back. One can argue the game of futsal is getting more popular each day. It is, after all, the fastest growing indoor sport in the entire world. And let's face it, it's also a great way for kids to learn the fundamentals of soccer. Sports Desk reporter Danny Miskell puts her best futsal forward in this report.
Here at LA Galaxy is a sport that is more fast-paced, burns more energy, and is arguably more fun to watch than outdoor soccer. It's futsal, and today we're going to talk about the center's program and how they've broken it down into 2 different types of classes. But first, Galaxy's junior program is broken down into the parent-child and coach-led classes. With the parent-child classes, kids from 18 months to 3.5 years old get a chance to explore basic soccer and movement skills, while also playing with mom and dad.
It's mainly a development program where we focus on listening skills, colors, simple motor skills, hand-eye coordination, how to help us clean up, and then also a little bit of social skills.
It's definitely fun to be involved with them and show them that you're having fun too, and it's a great way to bond and just play soccer and have fun.
For parents like Alex Santana, he prefers to have both his 2-year-old and 5-year-old sons in the indoor program.
I think futsal focuses more on touch and more technical part of the game, which is important, I think, at a young age for the kids to get used to touching the ball, used to the ball being at their feet, and I think it'll really help them as they progress in playing soccer.
The coaches are always fine-tuning their games to make sure the kids are catching on to the fundamentals before moving up to the coach-led classes.
We have a cone towers. They have to put a small cone, a soccer ball, and a cone. So it teaches them how to place the ball. So hand-eye coordination, and it also teaches them the pattern.
When the kids get to be about 3 to 4 years old, that's when mom and dad can relax on the sidelines and let the coaches take it from here. Here we see the 5 to 6-year-old beginners. In this coach-led class, the kids start to focus more on drills instead of playing games. And in the process, they develop their social skills and sense of teamwork.
some of them have never been away from their parents, so they're a little scared. They've got to be brave and play with other kids, and they just have fun doing it.
And for little kids like Karush, when you get to this level and you're playing smaller soccer games, this is when it gets really fun.
And every day I want to be here to goal it, and I'm happy to listen to my teacher.
Here is so good because we have good coach here, teach him, and he playing, and he love here, and every week I'm come here for soccer for Kurosh.
Futsal is not only positive for the kids and parents. You can bet your bottom dollar it's a positive experience for the coaches as well.
I love coaching here because I love the kids, and I like to see them grow. At first they're shy to kick the ball and stuff, and then at the end they're like really aggressive, trying to score, really competitive. It's awesome. I love it here.
AJ, the futsal classes here will be wrapping up at the end of December. But before that happens, they will be hosting one final futsal event called the Youth Holiday Classic. And it takes place on Saturday, December 9th. So for more information on how to become a participant in that, you can go to their website, www.lagalaxysc.com. Reporting from the LA Galaxy Soccer Center, I'm Danny Miskell for the Sports Desk.
December 9th. Mark that date on your calendars. Good stuff, Danny. Okay, what did you do before Thanksgiving dinner this year? I watched NFL football on television and literally nothing else, which is what I do every year, by the way, but enough about me. Some people here in Torrance got up early Thanksgiving morning and actually ran 3 miles. And why, you ask? It was the 38th annual City of Torrance Harry Sutter Memorial Fun Run, better known as the Turkey Trot. And what would a turkey trot be without a turkey? There he is. Hey, buddy. And look at this little one right here, simply adorable. This run is all about family, from great-grandparents all the way to great-grandchildren. Everyone does the turkey trot. Now, the race would come down to 2 West High School alums. How cool is that? Carson Bix on the left and Teddy Casa on the right. And Casa wins it with a time of 14 minutes and 53 seconds.
It's always great to just come out here and run with friends. That pretty much training was usually over summer or winter break. So it feels great, but it's really like just coming out here and having fun.
I usually come out with my high school, and the last couple years we've been going to state, so I couldn't race it like as hard as I wanted because state was in 2 days. And then this year I'm going to El Camino, and so it was the first year that state was before their turkey trot, and I could really like try hard on it.
I bet those guys were excited about West High School's state championship victory in cross country. That's safe to assume. It was another wildly successful event for the Fun Run. Kudos to all those who participated. You guys rock. Okay, that does it for this week's edition of the Sports Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your support. My name is AJ Vittone, and I've seen, heard, and said enough for 1 week. We'll continue this conversation again next week, I promise. Until then, don't forget to follow the Sports Desk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and remember, you can email us as well. We'd love to hear from you. All right, that's all the time we have, sports fans. We'll catch you next time right here on the Sports Desk.